Facebook is secretly sabotaging your gym ads, and I can prove it. Every single time a broke, unmotivated person clicks on your ad, Facebook's algorithm thinks, oh, this is who they want as customers, and they start showing your ads to more broke, unmotivated people. It's called algorithmic bias, and it's the reason your ads worked great for maybe 1 to 2 weeks and then completely died off. Facebook literally trained itself to send you garbage leads, and no other agency is talking about this because I don't think they understand what's actually happening. I've been managing millions of dollars in ads for the fitness industry since 2017, and I've been studying this for the past 3 years to figure out why this is happening. 17 months ago, we decided to change up our entire strategy and start leveraging more AI systems. And since then, for the past 17 months, we've generated over $46.3 million in revenue for 100 gyms simply by reverse engineering the algorithm. What we figured out to do was to purify your algorithm so they start attracting premium members instead of bargain hunters. The gyms that are using this system are getting higher quality leads every single month, while everyone else watches their results decline. Let's first define what algorithmic bias even means. So by definition, we can see algorithmic bias describes systematic and repeatable harmful tendencies in a computerized socio-technical system to create unfair outcomes such as privileging one category over another in ways different from intended function of the algorithm. So the idea here is you want to get these high quality leads that are the right fit for your studio. The issue is the algorithm starts to find the wrong types of people, and then it starts to optimize to find more of those people when that's not the outcome you actually want. Let me try to break this down further. So let's just assume here, this is going to be my Bruto drawing of the gym. Then we're going to have a radius around the gym, which is going to be your targeting. Then within that radius, you're going to obviously have people. We're going to have, people A, so we'll just draw them as green X's. And then we're going to have people B, which are going to be, let's just say they're pink and they're circles. Okay, so these are the types of people. Now let's assume for the example of this that the circles in pink are going to equal our good leads. Okay, so these are good leads, and then our green X's are going to represent our bad leads. So what ends up happening is you're going to start your ads. So we have our Facebook ads that are going to start up. Now, when they start to generate leads, depending on the first few leads that the algorithm basically pushes to, let's just say, for example's sake, that the first couple leads come through are all X's, okay, which represent bad leads. So Facebook algorithm now has this data where it has a 4-to-0 ratio between bad to good leads. And so now the algorithm's like, okay, these 4 leads came through the funnel. Let's go find more of those leads. And so Facebook is now looking for more X's. So they're going to go to this person, etc. Now, this isn't always exactly what happens, but a lot of the times, if your campaign starts off really slow and sluggish, you're not getting good quality, you're not getting bookings, well, the algorithm doesn't know that. And so it's going to start to optimize in an improper manner that's going to give you poor results, bad booking rates, bad show-up rates, and you're going to feel like, hey, Facebook ads don't work for me. They just attract the wrong types of people. Now, on the flip side, if we just simply made an adjustment here, and we made it so that the ads, when Facebook first started to actually look at the best types of people, okay? So the people that are mid to high income, they're actively searching for a studio, they have a pain and a desire to really make a change, and Facebook now starts to find these people, okay? So now it's a 4-to-1 ratio of good leads to bad leads. And so now what you're going to notice is, hey, your results start getting better. You're getting a lot more interested prospects coming into your pipeline. And that is why you see a lot of inconsistencies where some weeks you might have really good results and other weeks you might have really bad results. So what can you actually do to fix this so that your lead quality is constantly improving and that your algorithm doesn't kind of shoot you in the foot? And so there's really 3 things that we can do. Number 1 is we can set up conversion API ads, which allow us to track people as they move through our funnel. And so as an example here, instead of going after leads, we can change this to maximum number of conversion leads. From here, so long as you have the conversion API pixel set up, you can actually optimize for a specific event in your CRM. And so as an example here, you can see I have scheduled and showed as some of the conversion events. And that way, if somebody who comes through our funnel ever purchases, or sorry, not purchases, but ever books an appointment, I can start to optimize the algorithm around only prospects who book appointments. And that way it's going to optimize properly. Now, the one downside to this method of doing it is obviously, number one, you have to set up the conversion API pixel, which is a little bit annoying, but there's tons of videos online. I'm not going to go through that for the sake of this video and the time it's going to take to do that. But there's tons that'll show you how to set this up with the CRM that you're actually using. And then from there, the other thing is you need enough of these events to have occurred in order for it to actually optimize. And so if you're not getting enough bookings, this is going to create some issues. And so for clients that aren't spending enough money on ads, they're not getting enough bookings, this won't optimize as well as you would hope. And so some of the ways that we've found to get around that is by actually grouping data amongst multiple studios so that Facebook has enough data. The pixel has generated enough bookings that it's now optimized and it's hosting all of this data between multiple locations. And so if you're a studio owner with multiple locations, get all your studios under one pixel, set up conversion events, and then you'll have enough of that data to move forward. And for those of you that just one singular account, then what you can do is you can set up these conversion API pixels just to see what the quality is like compared to just testing lead ads and see if you're actually getting enough of those lead events for it to make sense. Now, if that's not going to work and you're not getting enough of those events, then the second thing that you can do is you can actually just simply duplicate the ad set. So when you head into your actual ad account, let's say you're generating leads. So this is an account that's turned off right now, but you can see there's 49 leads here that were for $15. Let's say this is just not producing good results. Rather than continuing this, testing a bunch of new things, try resetting the ad set in its entirety. So just take the ad set, duplicate it, keep everything else the exact same. And what will happen is Facebook will go back into learning mode, and that'll allow it to reset. And then basically, the idea here is to just make sure that the first couple leads that come through your funnel are actively looking for a studio, that are people who are the right prospects. And how you do that is you make sure the messaging in your actual ads are properly set up. The more you can get specific with your messaging, saying exactly the types of people that you want to attract, the better you're going to be able to optimize your ads to attract the right people. Right? Somebody who's looking for these free 6-week challenges is going to attract a whole host of people. If you want to get more specific and make sure you're optimizing for quality leads, you want to be very hyper specific with the offer that you're running, who it is exactly that you're trying to market to. Is it 40-plus-year-old busy moms? What is that audience? And then say that in the messaging, make sure it's in your creative, make sure it's in your copy, and it's included in your headline as well within your ad. And that's going to help you attract more of those qualified prospects to begin with, which will then in turn help your algorithm optimize moving forward. The third thing that you can do is actually two parts. You can either, one, update your lead form to have more filtration. Okay, so if you head into your ad account here for your Facebook lead form, so this is specific for a lead form campaign, but what you can do is within this form here that you create, if I were just to come in here and duplicate the form, you just pull it up here. Let's say we duplicate this. Within the questions section here, this is where you want to add filtration, because what's happening is as soon as somebody fills out this form, it's triggering a lead, which is then optimizing to find more of those types of people. So what you can start to do is you can add extra fields here. You can add a question. So up here, you can have a multiple choice question, something like, are you looking to book an appointment to come to the studio in the next 5 days? Something along those lines. It could also be, a question that is going to filter out bad quality prospects. You don't want to go too far with your questioning. I actually think questions like, how much money do you make? Things like that are a little too personal are going to deter people from filling this out. But that's something you might want to consider including in this form. Now, one caveat to doing this is by increasing filtration, you are now increasing the likelihood it's going to cost more to acquire a lead. So just keep that in mind, that there is some downsides to doing this, which is your cost per lead is going to get more expensive. However, I would argue that having quality, better prospects coming through your funnel are going to lead to more profitable leads, which does make sense to actually include things like this. And the second part to this is you can actually go ahead and build a landing page funnel. And so instead of taking people to the Facebook lead form, you can take them to a website page where you include more information about the prospects, more detail about the program. This will allow you to build a lot more excitement, get people more interested. That way your booking rate and your show up rate on the back end are going to be that much better. Something just to note here is same idea with what you do with the lead form. You can do the same thing with these types of forms here. And so just to show you what this form looks like on this website, it's just full name, email, and phone number. If this client here was having issues with quality coming through this funnel, we would add in more questions here. And that way, once they filled out this form and became a lead, you would know that only the people who are filling out all of these form fields are qualified, thus triggering a lead event does make sense because it's optimizing for the right prospect. So long as you have your pixels set up so that anytime somebody fills out a form, it triggers the lead event, then you can optimize in the exact same way as a lead ad. Although what I would say is, unless you're an advanced landing page builder as well as a Facebook marketer, you shouldn't really worry about a landing page funnel. I would stick to the lead ads because they can function in the exact same way as a landing page, and there's less complexity because with a landing page you now have to worry about, does the page itself convert, and that's going to add a whole level of complexity on top of needing to know how to obviously install Facebook pixels and things like that. But there's tons of videos to show you how to do that online. And just as a little tidbit, if you do go the landing page route, there is a Chrome extension tool called the Meta Pixel Helper, and it'll show you exactly what pixels are installed on a page so you can see what events are being tracked when somebody goes to a specific page. I hope after watching this, you can see that Facebook ads can work for your fitness studio as well. It's just a matter of making sure that you're accounting for algorithmic bias and you're optimizing for the proper leads. See you in the next one.